The problem here is that these institutions are so malleable and they're such that they just don't want any negative attention or association whatsoever from the Republicans. No company is ever going to turn around and defend anyone that is currently drawing the ire of Republicans. Okay, that's it. Next Star Media, which owns around 24 ABC affiliates, says it will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely tonight due to his commentary on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of local communities in which we are located. Andrew Alford, president of Nextstar's broadcasting division, said. And it's like, dude, what the are you saying? The president is literally, the vice president is saying it's war. We're going to tackle the left. We're going to tackle the left. They killed my best friend. Okay, they're just making shit up, saying that all Democrats and all liberals are going to get destroyed, using Charlie Kirk's assassination to make the case. Meanwhile, the dumb libtards in positions of power are asleep at the wheel, or I guess they personally don't care. They actually agree with the conservatives. Maybe they're not as liberal as you think they are. These guys don't understand. Fascists will always turn their crosshairs on you, okay? There is no collaboration with fascists. Unless you are a die-hard fascist yourself, you're fucked. Continue to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we've made the difficult decision to preempt the show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move towards the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. Dog, if you want someone to do a if you want someone to do respectful dialogue, like demand the president do so. What are we talking about?
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom.
That's what they clapped him over. That's it. Highlighting how little Trump gives a fuck about Charlie Kirk. That's it. It's just like he didn't even make like a, I thought he would made an edgy joke or something.
For the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
Brother, the one time Jimmy Kimmel is like kind of funny because of Trump's funniness, and ABC is caving. ABC yanks Jimmy Kimmel's show indefinitely after remarks about Charlie Kirk. Brother, this is why I said these guys are going to get extra vicious. They're going to come for everybody. They're going to come for people that conservatives just hate, right? This is their own. This is unironically right-wing cancel culture. But the difference here is that the government is actually leaning into it. Whereas like liberals were not, you know, going around being like, we have to cancel this show or that show. Like, or even if they ever brought it up, nobody really gave a shit, right? Like no right-wing corporation ever gave a shit and was like, yes, that's right. Due to the unimaginable pressure that we're getting from liberal politicians, we're canceling the Milo Yiannopoulos show or whatever. Like the irony in and of itself is that the cancel culture pressures and this kind of like SJW behavior is done from a place of powerlessness when you recognize how little power you have to actually change the systems. You actually want free healthcare. You want to have a better job. You want to have better benefits. You want to be able to take time off whenever you see fit, build a family, own a home. But you know you can't get those things. So you just focus on like things that are immediately in front of you. This fucking pissed me off. Remember when he cried? Remember when he cried during COVID? Like that's the gripe that conservatives have with this guy. And therefore he was always a target. And now that the Charlie Kirk thing happened, they're using that as an opportunity to go after him. He didn't even say anything wrong here. He didn't even say anything even like remotely off base. But what's frustrating about this is that all of these powerful media organizations are straight up caving and capitulating to dear leader, bro. Yeah, Nexstar CEO praises Trump administration as local TV giant announces $6.2 billion merger with rival. The initiatives being pursued by the Trump administration offer local broadcasters the opportunity to expand reach, level the playing field, and compete more effectively. What the fuck are we doing? And now CBS is owned by Larry Ellison's son, and he's bringing in Barry Weiss so they could do better pro-Israel propaganda. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work. And on top of that, on the other side, as mainstream media is dying, they are actively putting the clamps on independent media. I covered this already earlier with the whole like bringing in the Twitch CEO. It's fucking bullshit, dude. And what's crazy about all of this is that a lot of people are just sleepwalking. Like a lot of people are just like, oh, from a partisan perspective, it's great. It makes me feel good that Jimmy Kimmel is banned. Okay, great.
On Twitter, this is the FCC chairman, Brendan Carr, on a far-right podcast talking about what Kimmel's comments were. Let's roll that tape.
You know, when you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Obviously, look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you know, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, you know, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at.
Joe, are you comfortable with the FCC playing this role?
I don't think this is a legal issue. I don't think this can be pointed to the FCC or the Trump administration and say, well, this is about them going after Kimmel because of what he said. Personally, I think it's more of a cultural issue. And I got to tell you, look, I'm about as moderate a Republican as you're going to get. I'm from New York. I have not been comfortable watching late night television for 15 years. Because when you have conservative leanings and you're constantly mocked and you constantly feel like you're doing something wrong, you shut it off. You don't watch it anymore.
It's so hard. It's so hard. No, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to say things that I can't say. There's a lot of attention on me right now. Oh my God. But I'm thinking it. You are the biggest pussy on the planet. Turn off the television. You are the biggest pussy on the planet. Oh my God. This is so much worse than the most gender fluid, septum piercing having, turf bang having, multicolored haired college freshman with a philosophy degree could ever come up with. Like, this is literally like, I can't watch television because my feelings are hurt. Are you f***ing kidding me? Turn off the TV. Oh my God. That is sincere advocacy. Oh, I'm too scared to watch Jimmy Fallon. I can't say anything because I'm worried that motherfuckers are going to be like, he needs to get banned. But I cannot comprehend how big of a pussy one is to not even feel a sense of shame to say that out loud on national television. Oh my God.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Now, the way that Fox covered what he just said there was Kimmel suggests Kirk assassin was one of the MAGA gang, despite reports of leftist leanings. I don't know that I think that that is an accurate description, but they have the First Amendment to write what they want to write.
The job of the FCC is not to regulate and police content. It's not, do we like this? Does this make us comfortable or uncomfortable? Right. I don't like anything about what Jimmy Kimmel said, frankly. I agree with Joe. I find his comments reprehensible, but it's not the FCC's job to say, do we like this or do we not? And the FCC, of course, is a government actor. And I'm thinking sort of off the top of my head here, but if ABC wanted to fight this, clearly they don't because they've made the decision to dispatch or suspend Jimmy Kimmel. If they wanted...
If you found those comments from Jimmy Kimmel to be reprehensible, again, you're not cut out. You're not cut out for this environment. That is crazy. What is happening? Wake up. This is not about a sincere request to return to normalcy and commentary. The worst part about it isn't even like the procedural influence that is unprecedented and directly in violation of the First Amendment. Okay, that's a problem for sure. But the broader problem here is that they are actively doing this. It's not just Jimmy Kimmel. They're coming after everyone that they personally perceive to have even a little bit of smoke for Republicans. That's it. How the are you not aware of this? Like, this is some real fascist bullshit. If you think those comments about Charlie Kirk are reprehensible, just listen to Charlie Kirk once or twice and let's see what you think about his takes then.
I think
Let me ask you a question, Joe. Do you think that we are holding late-night comedians to a standard for speech and decency that we do not hold our elected leaders, including the President of the United States, to?
I guess who's we? I mean, you're talking about audience watchers or citizens?
The American people, the government of the United States as of now. Are we demanding that our late-night comedians behave in a more upright and more conciliatory and sensitive way than we demand that our president act?
Well, I think it's not so much demanding. It's if you don't like what Kimmel's saying, you turn it off. If you don't like what Trump is doing, you don't vote for him. So I think that's the power you have. And so I don't know that there's any kind of
but we're not turning off Jimmy Kimmel. There's being pressure applied to have him canceled.
That's ABC's choice, though. They don't have to cancel him.
But they feel the heat. That's when they do it. Like everybody who gets in the line of fire of this administration feels the heat, and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want any heat here. This is the big boys, and they all back down.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. Look, we've seen law firms back down. Many law firms settled. I was surprised. I was disappointed by that. We've seen many colleges, including Columbia, settle, right? And it's, I think, noteworthy and alarming to note how many free actors in the private sector have decided to give in to settle rather than to stand up and fight. There are some counterexamples. There are law firms that have fought.
This is what I've been trying to explain to people. Like,
that's a decision
this
every
wave
private, based
of
on the bottom line.
conciliatory statements and capitulation is straight up a new era of fascism. Corpo fascism. I'm telling you right now, we are in the era of corpo fascism, woke fascism, homo fascism. Okay, that's where we're at right now. Like, these guys will behave as though these guys will just complain and cry and lose their Ari Cohen, counsel at the Firework reacts. The government pressured ABC and ABC caved. The timing of ABC's decision on the heels of the FCC chairman's pledge to the network to do this the easy way or the hard way tells the whole story. Another media outlet withered under government pressure, ensuring that the administration will continue to extort an exact retribution on broadcasters and publishers who criticize it. We cannot be a country where late-night talk show hosts serve at the pleasure of the president. But until institutions grow a backbone and learn to resist government pressure, that is the country we are. Oh my God, I'm nutting, dude. That's my goat, Ari. Please save me. Ari, save me, Ari. What do you think of Jimmy Kimmel? It doesn't matter, okay? For all intents and purposes, I am Jimmy Kimmel's most loyal servant. I am his Fedayeen going forward. I don't give a fuck about Jimmy Kimmel until this very moment. Now he's my goat. Do you understand? Because what is going on here is far more consequential than my own personal distaste for like Jimmy Kimmel's jokes or whatever. What's going on here is this administration playing out its agenda of suppressing whatever they see fit. Okay, not even just dissent at this point. I love Jimmy Kimmel, okay? That is my goddamn goat going forward, okay? Comrade Kimmel. It's so ridiculous. And a lot of dumb liberals do not understand that an administration that decides we are going to pull the plug while utilizing the FCC's powers that it does not have against Jimmy Kimmel's like not even remotely offensive statements. What the do you think is going to do to everything until everyone is just like on their hands and knees like the DPRK lady about Kim Jong-un, you know, millions must suffer, I guess. Nah, that's bullshit, man. He didn't say anything even remotely edgy, which, by the way, even if he had, he has every right. He has every right. Make no mistake. This isn't even about like the public pressure, okay? I'm telling you, man, this shit is fucked. How can people not realize it? I mean, I know you guys realize it because I have been ringing the alarm bells on this nonstop. And I've spoken to every media outlet that will have me speak on it. But I still think a lot of liberals don't get it. They just do not understand what's going on. They're sleepwalking. They are sleepwalking, dude. This is not about Jimmy Kimmel. This is not about his statements. This is about how much this government wants to enforce its power over major media corporations and how much major media corporations are capitulating to it. This is the same with Amazon and Twitch as well. Obviously, it's coming for me too directly, as I told you. What the hell are we doing, man? What the fuck is going on? This is ridiculous, dude.
Elizabeth,